So there was also kind of a story that broke from Brian Alvarez about the Young Bucks. There's a tag title match next week between the Bucks and the Acclaimed. The Matt Jackson commented on Twitter. He said we're using one of our very limited dates to defend the championships here. So like, it's kind of funny how this all has kind of been working out. FTR and the Acclaimed have been having this feud where I think both teams have actually been cutting like pretty good Actually, the Acclaimed have been cutting good promos, and FTRs have kind of like been throwing them to oop for it, kind of getting out the way.
Mm-hmm.
And but the Bucks are the actual champions, and their whole thing is like, we want to fight them first. We want to fight them. Who do you think you are? Blah blah blah. We beat you before, so get in line, whatever. But they were like, yeah, man. Or Alvarez was saying, yeah, basically, Tony Khan had got to a situation with the Bucks where they re-signed him, and I imagine Mr. Barry Bloom last year took a look at the landscape, took a look at the all the moving parts, and settled upon the sweetest deal possible for his clients, using external factors and internal factors, meaning they'll take their ass to WWE if you try them, or if they stay, you gonna make it worth their while based on everything that has gone on. And we saw the reports, highest paid tag team of all time, blah blah blah. More what Alvarez was saying was like, they have a certain amount of dates, which are limited dates, which is why you haven't seen them very much. And Tony Khan does not want to pay extra for those dates because it would, be like he has to pay out the ass essentially for those extra dates. So either they used a lot of them to begin the year, or they are saving them for the end of the year, whatever the fuck's happening. I'm just glad the Young Bucks got paid. Shout out to Barry Bloom. And like, if this is the case, like, this match comes out of nowhere after all of this stuff. Like, they weren't even on the show last week or allude to it at all. So we know that they've had the tag match, the championship match in their back pocket, the Acclaimed, and it's happening here, not at Wembley. Is there a slight chance that they swap these belts?
I don't even know. And quite frankly,
and what do you make of that entire kind of story, like of the limited dates and all this crap?
it's called All Elite Wrestling. You want me to elaborate on that?
Please do.
All right, so not saying I'm not when I say this, I'm not saying this to say where the fuck is he or he's undependable, but like when you punch the clock in your own TV, you punch the clock in your own TV. When you're not, right? The last 2 years we have not seen much of Kenny Omega. The last 2 years we have not seen much of Adam Page. And this year we have not seen much of the Young Bucks. It's called All Elite Wrestling. Oh, and Cody is in fucking WWE. It's called All Elite Wrestling. Not really enjoying it. Look, family, take care of it. Your body, your health, take care of it. I understand that. I watch a TV show. The main characters are on this TV show. Where's Jon Moxley? Another one. Right?
Yeah, where's he?
Look, Swerve doing a great job. Danielson, when he wrestles, has done a great job. MJF is on better behavior. He's on a shorter leash. He's not at the top of the card. He's not at the top of the card right now. Right? There are things that they do that I enjoy.
Will.
Right? But it's called All Elite Wrestling. And and the people that built this company over the last 5 years with critical acclaim in matches have been the Young Bucks, Jon Moxley, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and Danielson. And now Will Ospreay and Swerve. If you want to throw MJF on there, cool. You want to throw Darby on there, cool. It's just getting broke up. People, this is like an aging team that was a team that's won a bunch of titles or was very successful, and they're aging out, and you see them less, and unless you can't, it's getting harder and harder. And people are leaving. People are, injured more because they're age up, or they're not showing up, or they're, whatever else. The money situation is like a sports team. I don't want to say it's disease of more, or whatever you want to call it, like Pat Riley shit. But
I mean, there is kind of that.
There's some of that, but I'm not saying it as if like these dudes shouldn't get paid.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
right.
I think
I didn't want to say that
the Bucks should get every I think they should get every cent and maybe even more than for the grind.
So I didn't. Done. So I was trying to pull the punch on even saying or even bringing it up because like, I don't care how much they get paid or whatever else because like whatever, right? Like that. But my point is, I'm a fan of what they established on TV over the last 5 years, and a lot of it is gone. And they've done well in some areas replacing it. They've done piss poor replacing other parts of it. Like the tag division is in the shits. It's in the shits compared to where it's been historically.
Yes.
The women, no notes. The women's division is way better. It's better than ever imagined it was going to be.
Four quality feuds right now.
Right.
If you guys didn't see
the bull rope match, right now. This is a men's problem right now.
Look, that bull rope match with Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, check it out. I thought they had a really good match. They was bleeding, they was beating the shit out of each other. Shit was on.
Yeah. Got to see Collision. Didn't have time to. I heard that Swerve and Ishii had a match, and I was like, how dare Tony Khan not advertise this? Let me know I need to watch this. But yeah, man, like it's just a part of my mini frustration I have with AEW. While I think their TV of late has been mostly good. I've enjoyed it when I watched it. Big picture. Who are the main characters of this TV show I'm watching? Where are they? What's going on? And they can't help the Kenny Omega stuff, right? It is what it is. It stinks. Yeah. Page has stuff with his family, in and out. He takes care of his business, whatever. It's not my business. It's not my business. Young Bucks, dates, whatever. But it is frustrating that I'm watching a soap opera and the main characters of the soap opera are not here. It is. It's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guess
Lucha Bros apparently headed to WWE. Fuck.
Look, guess you should pay him, Tony. CTC, as Rasheed Wallace used to say. Yeah, like I'll say this. Someone says problem is Mox and the Elite won't be there forever, and they haven't done much of a lick to prepare that outcome. I'm going to disagree with that.
That's not true.
There's an entire class of guys.
Top two guys in the company, or who are the two? Like the three top guys in the company this year are Danielson, Swerve, and Ospreay. They've done great this year.
Look, they got Orange Cassidy. They've got Darby Allin. They've got MJF. Like they have plenty of guys. Seemingly to literally elevate Takeshita.
Jay White's injured right now.
Yeah, Jay White, Takeshita, all that. So it's like, all right, there was always too much talent for the hours and the spots and stuff like that. But so like when
Big Coat broke his leg going for the gusto.
So when you see the reports, the Ricky Stars, the Daniel Garcia, Lucha Bros, I think the Lucha Bros are like a bigger loss than either of them. But even the Lucha Bros,
no shit. Look, I don't mean to say.
I was gonna say, even the Lucha Bros, they have established a ceiling for them. Like they're never getting pushed as singles world champions, never happening. So
they're marquee. They're a marquee. They're a marquee act,
and they've never decided to produce mass for them. This potential merchandising monster they have never done. If it was me, I would take my ass to WWE too. If I was the Lucha Brothers, like, well, I can just lay it down and then they'll merchandise us. It seems pretty simple to me. And then seeing like the booking of the tag team division, oh no, like it's time. It's time. It's been 5 years. And then Garcia. I think Garcia is like would be a bigger loss than Starks, obviously, because he's someone that is...
He's a better wrestler.
Yeah, he's a better wrestler. He's got, I think, more of a connection with the audience. Has been pretty over compared to him. Like,
think so?
I think so.
How do I say this? they spent a lot of time investing time into both of those guys when they're unknown quantities, and people began to care about them in different ways for different reasons. Um, uh, However, I think in NXT, Ricky Starks will do well because he's charismatic and he can talk and he can wrestle at a level that is acceptable for NXTers, for NXT or the main roster. But Dan Garcia is not the is not that kind of charismatic figure that WWE will like. And then you throw in the limitations because of his height and size, where I think that feel like Starks, because of his personality, can overcome that and find a role in WWE that can be successful on the main roster. Garcia does not have that because at the end of the day, worst comes to worst, they can pay Ricky Starks to be a manager.
Yeah, I think I look at
They
it.
cannot do that with Daniel Garcia.
I think I still look at it like if Garcia goes, you're still scratching that person off the board, which has potential
Right.
in your company
Right.
that even he doesn't have possibly in the other one, right? And he's 10
Yeah.
years younger than Ricky Starks, damn near. So like,
I mean yes, but it's also the part where it's like they put Dan Garcia in so many main events, so many, and like where he's at is like, all right, if that's where he is, and you know he ends up with 2 points in the or sorry 3 points in the fucking C2 last year. Like, what was he going to do? Was he going to get 6 points this year? 9 points this year? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's he is already. I feel like they've already figured. I feel like they've already figured out where he is in the pecking order, and he ain't gonna get no higher than where he is right now. He needs to grab a tag rope and a tag partner and be a successful tag team. They should have did him and Guevara, and they never did it. They should have did that at the time, but you know, like I feel like I'm more realistic about like where people are going to end up in these promotions when they're young guys, whatever else, and as far as where they're going to reach and where they're going to top out at. And other people feel like, I'm not saying other people meaning you. I mean, like a lot of people be like the Four Pillars was like they really bought into that online thing that MJF, who's terminally online, decided to say on air and then made it into this now thing they have to live up to. When it's like that's the thing that fans came up with. You really can't convince me that Tony Khan thought that he was going to have four main eventers out of Sammy Guevara, Jack Perry, Darby Allin, MJF. I'm sure he thought he can make it out of two, and the two that made it are the ones that made it. No knocking against their wrestling abilities, but as far as promos and characters, I think Guevara and Perry both top out as like secondary title holders amongst the murderer's row that's at the top, because you saying they're AEW World Champion means you're telling me push them at the top over to Konosuke Takeshita. That's fucking insane, dog. I'm sorry.
Like there's plenty of guys like it's a tug of war because it's like, all right, I always thought it kind of ran like a soccer team, like to where there's like 6 levels of guys or whatever, right? And they're potentially interchangeable. You want to make sure you got guys on the bottom that are like, you know, you got Nick Wayne and shit like that are at the bottom of those levels. Like you do not want to clear out those levels and just start allowing guys to go if they're like potential, like, hey, this is a level 5 guy, a level 6 guy, like. And then I look at someone like Hook. We talked about Hook earlier this year, right? What was a level 1 guy for a long time, right? Maybe he's like a level 2 right now. I don't think he has the potential of even getting to a 4. So I think someone like him, you can let him go out the door. But I think I see it in my head, and I'm not explaining it like as good as I can without like visual aid. Like maybe I need to come up with main
eventer, upper mid card, prelim guy, tag guy,
and then like, you know, long-term potential guys, stuff like that, or like prospect stuff like that, where it's like because I feel like you see like these guys, right, and then when they jump out of that and they look around like and they make the decision for themselves, I'm not knocking any guy for doing that, right? But I think the fans need to be a bit more, I would say, pay attention more to like what's happening to these people, because like the very top of this thing has questions right now, and there are people to replace them. It's just like you gotta balance the egos. You gotta balance, like, you gotta do the things in wrestling that have happened since the beginning of time. You gotta tell somebody it's over, dog, or you gotta tell somebody we don't see you there. You gotta tell somebody
Right.
it's time. It's time to go.
Right.
Or you're gonna be like, we riding with you. We pushing you hard. Like, they got to make decisions. The result of this is putting one foot in the pool and then keeping one foot out. It's either you got to jump in or jump out with some of these guys.
Well, there is that too. There is that. I just feel like a lot of these people that we talk about, like, that we're talking about, is like, these people should have to. It's like talking about a young guy in the NBA that's a lottery pick. It's like,
bro, I don't think you want to give up a guy too early.
Well, let me finish. Like, I ain't saying you gotta let go. You gotta let go of guy or whatever else, and not give them not give them their second contract or whatever else. My point is, like, hey, pick a fucking tag rope. Find an aesthetic, or sorry, find a role for yourself on the roster. We can't have you out here out in the sun having all these, oh my God, he almost won matches for a full 18 months. After 18 months, we're like, it's never gonna fucking happen. That's obvious. This is Japan, where you can be a job guy for a year or two. No disrespect. I'm just saying, like, if you're on TV out here having all these, oh my God, he's gonna win one day matches for forever, and then it don't turn around in a significant fashion to a storyline, and doesn't punctuate with like a mid-card title or a title at some point, like that. What they did to Jack Perry was, they shouldn't have done it that way. He should have won a title that meant something before then.
Yeah.
Now, like, the moment's passed with the whole scapegoat shit for me.
Yeah, like they had
like,
a chance.
This Darby thing, we'll see what they do with the Darby thing.
I think they're going to go crazy at Wembley, but
they are. Yeah. But it's like, they need to start talking about. They need to start building up that thing as, like, the way they did Darby and MJF, the way they did Guevara and Darby. That needs to be a thing for them right now. And, like, I don't see any vignettes or any of the, like, black and white vignettes from Darby right now. Maybe he's still really beat up or whatever, because he's almost died like 5 times this year. Who knows? But it seems like being like a lot of disorganization on the road to the fucking show that has 40,000 plus people. It's weird, man.
That's why I think it's even more of an achievement that Swerve came in when he did and ended up actually breaking through to the world title scene. Like, this is something I think people, like, I don't know if they're recognizing it. Like, take a listen back to that, rewind this whole segment or whatever, and think about the guys we named, this whole level 6 system that I just invented in real time out of my head, right? And then imagine coming, like, from NXT and going right to the top of that shit. Like, like,
but he didn't go right to the top of it.
But he went through different processes.
He did jobs over time and time. Then did what? Grabbed a tag rope after doing some jobs, and then built with the tag team, found a role for himself, and then broke out of the tag team, and then started getting wins. Grab a tag rope.
Figure it out.
Find a role for yourself. I wasn't even talking, honestly, until you mentioned, I didn't even think about Swerve in this situation. But what did he do? He found a role.
Bro, like, it's amazing that he went that far, like, with it. And it's like, you would think people would look around and be like, oh, like, isn't it a copycat business like any other thing we ever talk about? It's like, we talk about the NBA, it's a copycat league. We talk about the NFL, it's a copycat league. Well, start copying, motherfucker.
But it's not a copycat league. It's not a copycat league when, one, we've never seen a black guy in major pro wrestling do this.
Yeah, that's true.
And two, no one wants to do jobs.
Yeah. Maybe they should try that. Like, people, I think, will talk about a lot of.
No one wants to do jobs
you said
in a
it
way
right.
that benefit themselves and also benefit other people.
You said it right. I'm gonna put it out there. Not in a crazy way to get myself in trouble, but a lot of the answers to these questions and a lot of the things can be fixed if people simply were willing to lose.
Yeah, or more willing to lose.
And this is something that's plagued this company over 2 years now, maybe before that even.
Rich, Danielson came in here from day one and said, I will do nothing but jobs. I don't give a fuck. He's main eventing Wembley. Swerve and Danielson is main eventing Wembley because there's two guys that caused him that caused Tony Khan the least amount of headaches over the last 3 years or 2 years. That might be exactly what it is.
These people need to wake up. Like, as far as like, you're like wondering why I'm not going no farther. Why I'm not, why woe is me? Why am I the victim in this situation? What if you walked in there and offered something to the company?
What if you were a part of the solution instead of the problem?
You would think it would be so fucking easy, right? But, these guys are paid the way they are. There's no incentive seemingly to do that, except when you look around and you find yourself unbooked. When you find yourself kind of in this weird place where you're like, man, I need something to do, or all of a sudden you giving podcast interviews talking about, why haven't we seen you in so long? Well, it's hard to get on the show. You start, posting pictures of yourself on a vacation at a beach and stuff, trying to get attention. Like, these are things that these guys are doing.
Nobody, okay, Dr. Lady said, nobody wants to lose because you do it and you won't stop losing. Except for the main event in Wembley. Except for the Young Bucks, except for the Elite, the first, 4, 5, 6 months of the promotion's history, all they did was fucking job the Elite. Hangman job. Like, Hangman lost to Pac. He lost to Jericho. He ended up getting saved in the tag team by being a tag team with Omega. Omega lost to Pac. He lost to Jericho. He lost to Moxley, and then he ended up getting helping Hangman. Young Bucks lost the tag tournament. They lost at the tag tournament before they even got to the final round. Like, in the first, did they get out in the first round or second round?
First round.
They was out there getting their ass handed to him. The Elite was getting their ass handed to him on the last Dynamite of 2019 by the Dark Order. Nah, man. People was doing jobs. The Elite was doing jobs.
Bro, it seems like there's an easy road to success. You would think. And not everybody gonna make it.
Right.
We know. But you gotta give yourself
Britt Baker was doing jobs.
You gotta give yourself the best opportunity.
Come on, Rich. I'm giving you girls some credit. Britt Baker was doing jobs.
Lots of them. And doing jobs then, and
she got to the top and was still doing jobs.
I was gonna say it's still doing jobs. And is about to do another job at Wembley.
Yeah.
So
Willow Nightingale did jobs.
Someone says, why would you want to put your world title on someone who doesn't want to lose? Well, think about it like this.
Wait, what?
Think about it. So that's an interesting question.
I mean, ask Vince McMahon in 1997.
You only got to get him the job once. If
right.
you put the belt on him.
In worst case scenario, if they want a job, like, all right, we got the main event, we got the pay-per-view on here, and then if you say you want to act funny, we're gonna bring Judo Gene LaBelle out here with a mask on to come get the belt off you, bitch. Think it's a game. That belt, you coming off that belt, hoe ass nigga. You think, I just do what I want. No.
Yeah. Beast